This is how to make a lipped edging along a shell stitch for when you're doing especially a striped design with the shell stitch. And you'll notice under the lip the color of the next row is peeking through the color of the previous row. So it's just an extra little edging and design element. Now if you need to know how to make the shell stitch, I have a video showing that. So now we're just going to, I've got a sample here of 3 shells. The first row was a single crochet row. That means it's beginning with the single crochet and then the shell. When you turn it around, that row on the wrong side was a half shell row, which meant you began with the half shell. This third row, you're back to the single crochet row. So each end has a single crochet. And I do like to add, you can add this, change colors when you're doing a shell row, a half shell row, but I kind of prefer, it's easier if you do it on a single crochet row. So that's why I've ended with 3 here, and I'm ending on the single crochet row, and I'm turning it around now, and on the wrong side I'm adding the new color. I've done a single crochet, a regular single crochet in that first single crochet stitch, and across the shell itself and the double crochets I've done a front post stitch, and I'm using the single crochet. You can of course use a half double or a double crochet. So let's continue. I'm down in the valley now with a single crochet. So I'm going to do a regular single crochet going through the top 2 loops, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, and now I'm going to do my front post stitch. So my hook is going behind from the front to the back and lifting up the double crochet post, doing a yarn over, pulling it around, yarn over, pull it through to complete your single crochet. So I go from the front, pull that double crochet post forward, that's why it's a front stitch, yarn over, pull through, and complete my single crochet. So I'm going to continue down around the 5 double crochets that are part of that shell, and it could have been 7 or 9 double crochets that are part of your shell, depending on what design you're using. I've finished that. I'm back to the the single crochet that's between the shells, and I'm doing my regular single crochet. And now this last shell, I'm repeating the front post stitch using a single crochet around each of the 5 double crochet posts in that shell stitch. And when I get to the end of the row, I will make a regular single crochet in that last space. Now when I turn it around, you can see that new color peeking through. Now I'm going to begin my new color row. But now this row is going to be a half shell row. So to do that, I have to do my 3 chains to equal a double crochet. I turn it around, and I need to do 2 double crochets in that same spot because I'm using a 5 double crochet shell, so half of it would be 3. So I've now done half my stitch. Normally, if you were working a row, you would go into this shell of the blue, but now you do not go into that color. You're now only going to work in your previous color. So since it is a 5 shell, I'm going to skip 2 to go into that 3rd stitch, which would be the center of your shell, and make my single crochet. Skip 2 more, and now I'm ready to make my 5 double crochet shell stitch in this single crochet. So I'm going to do that. So I'm just working now a shell stitch pattern across this row, but I'm using the new color. And once I finish that, I will continue now, skipping the two single crochets and going into the third one, which would again be the center of this since I'm using 5. If it was 7 or 9, it would be different. But you can see it's beginning to create that second row of the shell stitch, or in the new color, a row of shells in the new color. And you continue as long as you want to make that stitch or a stripe as wide as you want it to be. Then ending preferably again with a single crochet row. You can then turn it around and add your new color in. So you end up with something like this that just has edgings of new colors peeking through each edge, and it just adds a little nice touch to your plain shell stitch. If you would like to see any written patterns or other free patterns, go to simpleandsensational.com.